Hello, the Bible portion for today's devotion is Mark chapter 1 verses 40 to 45. On discussing each verse individually, we the youth of Thoma Church Chembur uncovered many fruits of knowledge with some guidance from our Achan. We noticed that in verse 40, the leper, though fully aware of Christ's divine powers, asks for his all-healing touch only if the Lord is willing. He acknowledges that what he is asking for may or may not be part of God's divine plan. How often do we pray like this? We demand from the Lord and complain when those requests are not met. We fail to remember that maybe He has other plans for us. Yet, this leper, who was ostracized from society solely because of his illness, humbly asks the Lord to heal him only if He is willing. In verse 41, we read that Jesus, filled with compassion, reaches out His hand and touches the leper. In our own lives, do we look at our outcasts and reach out a hand of friendship? Do we involve them in our activities? Do we judge these people because they are different, or do we treat them as part of the community? Jesus shows us to be friends of the outcast, to be there for each other, to let go of our cloaks of indifference and nonchalance, and to embrace every member in our society. Additionally, we must not isolate ourselves from society either. We may encounter instances in our lives where we may seem like the odd one out. Maybe you're not one of the cool kids. Maybe it's the I don't belong here feeling, the need to fit in. Maybe it's the lone wolf instinct. Maybe it's the feeling of being the lone Christian in the middle of a religious majority. Maybe no one gets your sense of humor. Maybe that last one is just me. Don't worry, you're not alone. Not only because many identify with you, also because Christ Himself has walked this path. We read that He repeatedly faces rejection and humiliation and eventually crucifixion at the cost of His unworldly ways. I'm sure He understands your situation and will strengthen you to pull yourself up too. Let us not allow ourselves to wallow in a sense of rejection or self-pity. Let us instill in ourselves the leper's enthusiasm and optimism. Let us make an effort to involve ourselves a little more with activities at home, at work, at school or college, and in our society. God helps those who help themselves. It is only then that we can begin to reach out to other beings. Thank you for your patience, and if you are observing Lent this year, we pray for your strength.